That's better.
Hey YouTube, how's it going? Welcome to part 2 of construction over the top. If you haven't seen yesterday's part 1 video, head up there and click the link down in the description to head to that video, and you'll see where I left off and where I'm about to start on today. Yesterday, on the last video, I was going to put up this corner post over here, the stud. But I've decided now, just the way it is, I'm going to go ahead and lay down the other ground board and kind of box out the this side of the frame itself. It'd just be easier for me to level everything off once I have that up, and then everything could be true across the board, and I should be good at that point. So just a little change of plans, not a big change, but let's get to it. Remember guys, go hit subscribe, make sure you hit the like button after the video. And I will see you shortly. I'm just going to get some prep work done here and get this ready to go. Alright, see you in one quick
Okay, so I'm just taking the measurement here of the bottom board here for the stud wall. And currently I'm looking at 103.5. I have the other, because I'm by myself, I just have the other end of the tape hooked onto a ledger board that's still existing from the teardown. And I'm at 103.5, but I'm going to tack on a 1/2 inch for that ledger board. So I'll be at just a nice easy 104 inches for this. So let's go cut that up, and we'll get the top board cut up. I've already measured that one, so we'll cut those two, and then we will move on, get these up so we can move on. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going to line these up so they're straight. I don't want a big whammy in the wall here, so I want to be pretty confident that these are pretty straight. Now you do have the chalk line on the ground, everything's looking pretty good here. Pretty confident that it's straight. I kind of had 2 chalk lines down there, so I just wanted to make sure I was still on the right one, which it looks like I am. Because it gets pretty tight in here, there's only about maybe an inch, and down at the other ends it's about 2 inches from the wall, so there's a big bulge in the wall here. So yeah, I'm pretty confident everything looks good here. So what I'm going to do is just temporarily tack this down, just to keep them from moving around. I don't want them slipping around and moving and all that jazz. So let's just temporarily nail this, and hopefully it doesn't split. There, pretty confident that's straight. Okay, so now we can move on and cut out the top board, and then we'll work on the bulkhead here for the... Alright, had enough of that drill bit, so I finally broke down and walked to the backyard and got a good one. So let's go ahead and pre-drill this easier. That was so much better. Let me tell you. Let's make sure everything's good and level on this. This is a tricky one to do because I had to keep in mind the 16-inch center while I did this bulkhead in order to come out with this piece, and this is crooked, to make sure that everything was on the up and level. So let's see how I did. Wow, bang on. That's awesome. Okay, so I got this stud that's up here around the bulkhead. What we're going to do is I've nailed the bottom. I've got one nail into the this piece here, which is nice and flush to here and level, or as level as I can get it. And then, so what I'm going to do now is I'll drive another nail in here just to sturdy that up. And once I get the top plate on, I'm going to go ahead
and drive some nails in here. I can't really do it now because it's a little bit away from the actual bulkhead in order for me to stay down level with the bottom floorboard. So what I'll do is once I got this tacked on, the top board and everything, then I'll drive a nail in here just to secure it a little bit from doing this. And probably a couple up in here just to keep it level. I might actually do that now just to keep it level. Is just throw a couple up in here. But anyway, let's nail that in and waste no more time. So what I'm going to do is make this level, and then I'm going to scribe a line on the bulkhead so I know where to line this up when I nail it. That way I don't have to hold the level and try to hammer at the same time. Actually, I think I've already marked it. I did too. I must have did it last night. Well, there we go. I marked it last night. Okay, perfect. Let's, forgot where I kind of left off. I knew where I left off, but what I actually done before I went and called it a night. Let's just drive a nail in here just to keep it nice and level. Plumb. Oh, there we go. Oh, stop it. There we go. That'll hold her in place. Now I can get the I'll get the other stud on the other side, and then I can actually I might, if I have room down here, I may nail the top plate to the far stud and then lift it up that way. Because I'm by myself, it'd just be it's kind of hard to do with one person, but that's okay. I'll make do. I'll figure it out. Okay, I'm going to nail this down upside down. Just for space reasons, like I said, everything's so cluttered and behind me, and then I'll just spin it up and put it in place. But once again, I'm just going to pre-drill holes just to make sure everything's good, make sure I got the right end out, because it's going to be opposite when I lift it up. Alright, so this should be okay here. That's pre-drill. These longer boards I can probably get away with not pre-drilling, but just because I'm by myself, it's easier to get the nails started and without fumbling and dropping everything and making a mess. So let's go ahead and get this together. Nail. Anything else in there but nails? There we go. Alright, that's that. Now I might have to move some stuff around, like lights, and get this flipped up. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe I can do without moving too much. Okay, now that we got it all nailed together, I'll just lift it up into place and hope my measurements were all good. Within reason. This isn't, as long as I have some nailing surfaces, this isn't too critical, as long as I get it up there and secure. Because this board here won't be actually visible, this will be in behind. So I don't need to worry about level, well level yeah, but not waviness or anything like that. I still got the crown out, but alright, we're looking good. We're looking good. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, we got that up. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go around and nail this all into place. And then we can just, I think at this point, it's just a matter of nailing all the studs in. So I can just go ahead and mark my 16-inch on centers. And I will just draw measurements from top to bottom. I'll mark the each measurement down on the base plate. Cut them all out, lay them up, and just start nailing them together. Like I said, I'll be toe nailing all of them, so it's going to be not as much fun. But that's okay. Because I found this to be the easiest way to do it, especially with the space constrictions that were in here. Okay, let's get that finished up, and we'll get some more nails in here. Okay, let's just go ahead and we'll make sure this is leveled up, and then I'll toe nail the bottom, and then we'll go work on the other side. So let's get this level. Should be pretty close.
Or bang on. Almost bang on. That looks good. Wow. That one blew me away. Okay, we're good. So let me, I'm going to just pre-nail this again just so it doesn't move on me. And we'll get that nailed. Okay, so everything's relatively plumb and level there. I just had an issue, but I dealt with it. Hammer's getting caught everywhere. Alright, so my problem here now is there's no support wood to keep this from drifting out of level or plumb. So what I'm going to have to do is, I think I'm going to do is like maybe a 8-inch board to connect to here on the floor joist and come across, and then I'll have to nail up into it and nail in here to hold it in place. There is a structure, well not really a structure beam, but there was a beam there that goes to the outside, but it's been hacked out for old ductwork that was in there. There's actually used to be a ductwork right above this joist here, or this header, and they actually built the closet in there, so they disconnected that run, and now there's only the one run in the bedroom, which is fine, it keeps it warm. So yeah, let's get that board cut, and I'll have to get that in place, and then we'll have to work on, once again, the studs. Everything takes longer than it should. I don't know what's going on. All right. Okay, I'm ready for the, hopefully the easy part. I've laid out all the boards, basically almost where they're going to go all the way down. I'm actually one board short right at the end, but that's okay. We buy the lumber for that wall, we'll buy an extra one. It's just the nailer board that I'm going to need for when I start the other wall for the drywall. Luckily this side worked out, that side didn't. So that's alright, that's the way it goes. Sometimes you got to put those nailers in. Okay, so I'm going to measure these out and get them cut. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write down each measurement on the board, work my way down, cut it, put it back, cut it, put it back, cut it, put it back, and so forth. Work down the line, everything should be cut, ready to go. I can come in, slam the nails in, get this thing all banged out and finished up tonight. It took me a long time just to do that little area there, just the finagling of the you know, being plumb and all and level and all that stuff. I still got to double check at the level when I go on to the board that I put down on the floor for the others, because I didn't have any anchors to anchor it in right away. But I'll put the level along the studs just to make sure everything's in line, and then I can go ahead and make sure everything's good and plumb level, true as can be, or as true as I can get it. All right, let's get these measured up. We're going to go 59 minus. So just whatever you're doing, like probably not so critical for framing like I'm doing here, but say you're doing cabinetry and stuff like that. When you say plus or minus, it's either shy of the line, just cutting off a little bit of the line, or leaving a little bit of the line exposed. Like, I guess it'd be a 1/64th kind of deal, like half a 32nd. Most tapes don't go to a 64th, so that's when you say heavy. People call it heavy or light, plus minus. I just marked 59-inch minus, so I'm not too bad out. I'm just out of, like, you know, barely an 1/8, maybe a 32nd or 64th out between the floor over 32 inches. So we'll see when I get down there, but this is the only two straight pieces here. So, all right, let's. I'll get this done, and we'll carry on. We got them all cut now. It's just a matter of getting them in here, nailing them in. These ones, two underneath this window, won't be bad to nailing, so I'm going to nail them down from the top. When I get over to the far side, because there's no support above the 2x4, it's going to move a lot on me, so I'm going to have troubles getting the nails toe nailed up through. So I might have to like cut a wedge and then wedge it up between the floor and the actual header there, just to give it some support while I'm nailing it. It doesn't move around. That might be my only option.
All right, so let's get that going. I'm gonna take a quick break, check my email, send some emails, and then get down to it. I gotta put my tool belt on. I want the nails and everything handy, so let's go get
So
that
what I've
done.
done, just to make things a little easier for me, because when you toenail, the board tends to drift when you're toenailing. On the other side, it'll drift out on you for the most part. So I just made up a, just I guess a little jig. I just notched out this side for when I come back in on the next one. I'm underneath the nail heads, so I don't have to worry about that. So I just put that in place. Just a quick tip. That way I'm on the line, everything's perfect. And I just nail it in without falling on my head. There, that's it for the top part.
So I got the bottom nailed in, so now I'm just going to level up the top. There's my hammer here. And I'm going to level up each board as I go. So I'm just going to mark either side. Because when you're reaching for your nails and everything tends to shift on you. Especially when they're not quite tight. I'm like a 16th too shy on that one, so it's a little loose. Not a whole lot, but just a tad. Ooh, that hurt a little. Glad I got one of them rough-ended hammers there. That feels really good on the fingers. So I'm done at the window section. I'm moving underneath the bulkhead. Tappy tap tap, tappy tap tap. Might have to replace that one, but it's not structural, so I'm not too worried about it, but just a little short. This one's not as bad. Because I got this one pushed up now with those nails, because I can't put a block under there because I got the ductwork. So it's pushing it up when I go to toenail it. I'll have to find a way to get it back down after. More than one way to skin a cat. Sorry, cat lovers. Alright guys, I gotta wrap this up before the last of the batteries die off there in the camera. It shut off some point there while I was recording. I'm not too sure how far along it was when it shut down. But anyway, thanks for being here. I finished the wall. I haven't built anything in quite a while, and actually, you know what? It's actually quite satisfying when you finally when you put something up yourself instead of hiring somebody. So yeah, I feel pretty good about it. It's pretty level. Everything's plumb, true, good, all that good stuff. The last thing I need to do is just lag bolt down the bottoms, which I can get to that later, no problem. Anyway, I'm not too sure how long it's going to be till I get to part 3 of construction over the top. But when I get the wood and get going again, I'll be sure to bring you guys along. Remember, there will be more videos coming out, so go up and hit the bell up in your top right corner of the screen. Subscribe, like, share, as always. That'd be fantastic. You guys would be helping me out a lot. So yeah, take care, guys. You guys are awesome. You guys have a great night. Thanks for being here.